Welcome to Belton High School for this Mid-Plains League matchup between the visiting Baldwin City Blues and the home Midwest A's. I'm Joe Compton, your announcer for the evening, and as we get into it, well, we're going to get into the starting lineups first for Baldwin City. Batting first, the shortstop Jackson Evans. Second, the center fielder Isaiah Garcia. Third, the left fielder Hudson Ivy. Batting fourth, the third baseman Caleb Welshier. Fifth, the second baseman Tyler Tamez. Sixth, the first baseman Tyson Grammer. Seventh, the right fielder Luis Comunez. Eighth, the designated hitter Grant Simblick. And ninth, the catcher Elijah Kincaid. Pitching for Baldwin City tonight is Eric Kelly. Now for the Midwest A's. Batting first, the second baseman Blake Veneman. Second, the left fielder AJ Alvarez. Third, the first baseman Drew Oreskes. Fourth, the right fielder Aiden Blackowitz. Fifth, the designated hitter Easton Wassinger. Sixth, the center fielder Jack Harris. Seventh, the catcher Clayton Eskra. Hey, excuse me for 1 second. Sorry about that. Batting eighth is the third baseman Brian Choi, and batting ninth, the shortstop Evan Johnson. Pitching for the A's is Tommy Thomas. And with that, we're going to take a short break and start back up when the teams are ready to play. It's 6:57 currently, so it should be about 3 minutes. So we're going to take that break and see you then. Okay, the Midwest A's have taken the field, so we are back from our break. Just going to go through each starting lineup again. First with the Blues in batting order, it is Evans, Garcia, Ivy, Wilshire, Tamez, Grammer, Comunez, Simblick, and Kincaid. Now for the Midwest A's in the field, pitching is Thomas, catching Askra. First through third is Oreskes, Veneman, and Choi. The shortstop is Evan Johnson, and the outfield left to right is Alvarez, Harris, and Blackowitz. So this is depending on how you want to look at it, the second or third game of the series. The two teams played a 1.5 header yesterday. They started by making up a game that was previously suspended. That game ended with a 14-11 victory for the A's. And Game 2 was a full game, which was won 9-2 by Baldwin City. So if this is a 4-game series, and it is currently split at 1-1. I'll play one game today here in Belton and one tomorrow in Baldwin City. As Jackson Evans steps in for the first at-bat of the game. As he sees the first pitch by Tommy Thomas in there for called strike one. Evans, a native of Overland Park, just finished up his freshman season at Missouri S&T, as that pitch is low for ball one. Evans, originally a graduate of Olathe North High School. As that pitch outside, the count now 2-1. Tommy Thomas, a native of Spring Hill, playing his college ball in Overland Park at Kansas Christian, as Evans swings at a high pitch, and the count now 2-2. Tommy Thomas was actually a Baldwin City Blue in 2022. So has stayed in the league, but is playing in Belton now. As the 2-2 fouled off, and the count will remain at 2-2. Low, and the count goes full. The 2-2 is popped up into the air. It is Drew Oreskes who will make the grab. As a Jackson Evans pop out means one out here in the top of the first. As Isaiah Garcia now stepping in, and he swings at the first offering, so the count 0-1. Garcia, a native of Round Rock, Texas, as he takes the second pitch high for ball one, count 1-0. This pitch swung and fouled off, actually ricocheted off his foot, but like many players these days, he wears one of those kind of half ankle guards, so it seems to be okay, but the count is 1-2. The 1-2 hit into left field and straight to the glove of AJ Alvarez. So two batted balls, both of them caught, and the count are 2 outs now for Hudson Ivy. First pitch Ivy sees is fouled off on the first base side. Count is 0-1. Ivy, a native of Shawnee, completed his freshman season at Allen County Community College. That's the 0-1 in there, and count now 0-2. The 0-2 hit down the third base side and foul. It was about 2 or 3 feet to the left of the third base foul pole and about a foot or two short of the fence. But either way, it just goes as a foul ball on paper, and the count remains at 0-2. Two half swung on but fouled. This time over the over the fence behind the plate. The count will remain at 0-2. And that pitch will hit Ivy. So after falling behind at 0-2 in the count, Ivy works himself a 2-out hit by pitch. And Baldwin City has a runner aboard with 2 outs. As Caleb Welshire is the next batter in, who sends the first pitch into left field, and it will be Alvarez to make the grab. So that'll do it here in the top of the first. No runs off, no hits, no errors, 1 left on. And with that, we will go to a short break and be back with the bottom of the first inning. Blake Veneman leads off the bottom of the first inning for the Midwest A's. A quick, not 1-2-3, but a 1-2-3-4 inning, you could call it, in the top of the first. Baldwin City got just 1 base runner on via a hit by pitch, and then the next batter was retired as the first pitch by Eric Kelly to Veneman is in there for called strike 1. So going over the batting order for the A's again, it is Veneman, Alvarez, Oreskes, Blackowitz, Wassinger, as this ball is hit into center field. And it will be Isaiah Garcia making the grab. So 1 down in the bottom of the first. But finishing with the lineup after Wassinger, it is Harris, Eskra, Choi, and Johnson. Now the fielders for Baldwin City, so pitching is Kelly, catching Kincaid. First through third is Grammer, Tamez, Welshire. At short, as this pitch is hit high over the fence behind the plate, not probably about 8 to 10 feet away from me. This is pitched low in the dirt, so the count now 1-1. So Shortstop is Jackson Evans, and the outfielders from left to right is Ivy Garcia and Quiñones. This pitch swung on by Alvarez, and the count is now 1-2. The 1-2 high. Count moves even at 2-2. Alvarez just finished up his redshirt freshman year at Kansas City, Kansas Community College. Just that pitch goes low, and the count now full. We'll say I can't keep saying just finished up. We're about halfway through the summer already, but payoff pitch. High for ball 4. So AJ Alvarez works himself a 1-out walk, and the Midwest A's with a runner on. First pitch to Drew Reskis is high for ball 1. This pitch is hit out of play on the third base side, so the count now 1-1. So runner on first. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. As Alvarez goes, there will be a throw down to second. It is not in time, or not in time, but not applied. So the count now 2-1, and AJ Alvarez with a stolen base, and Midwest A's with their first runner in scoring position with just 1 out. And this pitch hit up in the air and out of play. So the count moving even at 2-2. So with just 1 out, obviously not 0 outs, so a little less room to play with. But if you can get Alvarez to third with just 1 out, as this pitch fouled into the fence, so the count remaining at 2-2. Hit. Hudson Ivy is giving chase in left field, but once again out of play. So the count remaining at 2-2. And something we saw yesterday from the Midwest A's that they're continuing today is fouling a lot of pitches off with 2 strikes in the count, just running the opposing pitcher's pitch count up, as well as just giving themselves a chance. And the at-bat, this 2-2 is chopped foul just before the first base side, and count remains at 2-2. And I think this is 4 or 5 foul balls in this plate appearance alone. So Reskis doing a good job of fighting and staying alive, and you saw it happen with Alvarez too. He had the count down at 1-2 and fouled a couple pitches off and ended up working himself a walk. But the 2-2 is hit up in the air. It is Jackson Evans calling everybody off, and AJ Alvarez smartly taking third base as Caleb Welshier also came over to try and catch that and left third base uncovered for any kind of play. So A.J. Alvarez at third base with 2 outs, as it is Aiden Blackowitz into the game for his first plate appearance, trying to score Alvarez from home and be the first to score in this game. But the first pitch he sees is inside for ball 1. Is hit into the glove of Jackson Evans. So another P6, and that'll do it here in the bottom of the first inning. No runs off, no hits, no errors, 1 left on. The Baldwin City and Midwest A's both put the same amount of runners on, but it is the same result. We are scoreless at the end of 1, so we will take a break and be back with the top of the second inning. Tyler Tamaz leads off the top of the second inning for the Baldwin City Blues. This game currently scoreless. First pitch that Tamaz sees is outside of 4-1. Tamaz, originally from Williston, North Dakota, just finished up his freshman season at Northland Community and Technical College, as that pitch is way 4-2. Northland CNT in Minnesota, and it's a bit of a far drive from Williston, as that pitch is high outside for ball 3, so the count now 3-0, as Williston is in the northwest corner of North Dakota. As that 3-0 in there for strike 1, so the count now 3-1. Williston is about 5 miles from the Canadian border. Is the 3-1 inside, and Tyler Tamaz works himself a leadoff walk. And one runner aboard for Baldwin City. It's Tyson Grammer, the next batter up. Something we saw at Grammer as he sees the first pitch in there from strike 1 is what was previously unknown to us, as he is a two-way player. He ended up throwing the last couple of innings of Game 2 of last night's doubleheader, and he threw pretty well as he fouls that one off, and the count goes to 0-2. That was his first pitching appearance, but he's played a decent amount in the field, or just being the DH. He's playing first base today, but he sees 0-2 to Tommy Thomas, and the 0-2 hit past the glove of Choi, and Tyson Grammer is on with a no-out single, and Baldwin City has 2 runners on with nobody out as Luis Caminez steps in. Jimenez, a native of Kansas City, Kansas, sees the first pitch high for ball one. Played at Allen County Community College this last season. Prior to that, played a season at Park University as he hits this one past the glove of Evan Johnson as Tamez will score, and Luis Jimenez with a no-out double. Grammer advancing to third, and Baldwin City strikes first. It is now 1-0 in favor of the visitors. As Grant Simblick, the next batter in the batter's box for Baldwin City. Simblick, the DH today, takes the first pitch high and inside for ball one. Simblick, also a native of Williston, North Dakota. Just completed his sophomore season at Tallahassee Community College. He hits this one to Choi at third, who cannot make the play in time. And Grammer will score. So an RBI single from Grant Simblick. And Baldwin City with runners at the corners, with nobody out after an infield single by Grant Simblick. As Elijah Kincaid rounds out the bottom of the order for Baldwin City. He sees the first pitch in there for called strike one. So the count 0-1. Kincaid, I think, maybe likes his ballpark just a little bit. Hit a home run here in the league opener. Simblick out at second. However, Jimenez will score from third. So the Midwest A's trade an out for a run. So one out now. But Jimenez scores. So the score now 3-0. And the 0-1 low for 1-1. So I was saying Kincaid hit a home run in the first game this year. I believe that was also off Tommy Thomas. It's the pitch high for ball two. Kincaid, another Allen Red Devil, originally a Topeka native, as he swings and fouls this one into the backing fence. So the count now even at 2-2. 2-2 low for ball three. Count now full to Kincaid, who takes the payoff pitch low for ball four. And Baldwin City with a runner aboard as they cycle to the top of the order. It will be Jackson Evans. Evans currently 0 for 1 in this game. Was the leadoff batter as he sees the first pitch, I think, outside for ball one. He was the leadoff batter, and he popped out to Jureskis at first base. However, has a chance to advance the runners as he swings and misses, and Esker threw back to first to try to catch Kincaid. Nothing there, so the count even at 1-1. The 1-1 in there for strike two looking. And the count now 1-2. The 1-2 swung on and missed. Strike three, 2 away as Tommy Thomas picks up his first strikeout of the game. Like I said, there are 2 outs now here in the top of the second inning. It is Isaiah Garcia who is 0 for 1 in this game with a flyout. Takes the first pitch in there for called strike one. The 0-1 swung on, and I believe the follow-through of the swing hit catcher Clayton Asker in the helmet. So hopefully he's okay. Manager Will Rogers had to check on him. As the count is 0-2 to Garcia. As it looks like. Whisker is okay, so we will resume play. The count 0-2. The 0-2 hit over the glove of Choi at third. Isaiah Garcia with a single. He's going to turn it into a double, as Elijah Kincaid also getting into third. The throw went to third, but not in time. So credit Isaiah Garcia with a 2-out double. And he keeps Baldwin City going. So it will be Hudson Ivy, the next batter up. Ivy 0 for 0 was Baldwin City's only base runners. He hits this one foul on the third base side. He was Baldwin City's only base runner in the first inning. Reached base via a 2-out hit by pitch, and would be stranded as Caleb Wilshire was retired for the next out, as he sees 0-1 make that 0-2. So the 0-2 fouled off, and the count will remain at 0-2. So it's the second 0-2 count Ivy has seen. With that one, he fouls that off again, so the count will remain at 0-2. He had 0-2 when he was hit by a pitch in the first. Of course, 0-2 would get Tommy Thomas out of this inning, as time is called. I believe time is called by Ivy, and the count will remain at 0-2. Swing and a miss. And that'll do it here in the top of the second inning. Baldwin City takes the lead. 3 runs off 4 hits, no errors, 2 left on. We will take a break and be back with the bottom of the second inning. Easton Wassinger leads off the bottom of the second for the Midwest A's. The home A's currently trailing 3-0 after a 3-run second. By Baldwin City, it will be Eric Kelly out for another inning. That's first pitch to Wassinger is outside 4-1. Wassinger, a high school graduate of Blue Valley Northwest, finished his freshman season at St. Louis University in the spring as he takes that second pitch high for ball 2. As that pitch, Wassinger ducked and was smart to do so. That was a fastball right at his head. So the count now 3-0. The 3-0 high again as Wassinger works himself a 4-pitch lead-off walk. And the Midwest A's with a base runner with nobody out. Will be, excuse me, it will be Jack Harris. The next batter up, he sees that pitch low for ball 1. This is Harris's first at bat. Still the A's going in one time around the order as Harris ropes this one foul. As that probably would have been extra bases. Instead, the count is 1-1. Would have been a line drive that died in the outfield before anybody could get to it. But that pitch is swung on and missed. So the count now 1-2. The 1-2 hit into the air. It will be Hudson Ivy under it as he makes the catch. And Wassinger returns to first. So 1 out after the fly out. And catcher Clayton Esker, the next man up to bat. First pitch to Esker is high for ball 1. The 1-0 in there for a called strike 1. It's kind of hard to tell. The umpire has each plate umpire kind of has their own way of calling strikes, and I've seen quite a few throughout just my baseball watching career as Kelly throws over to first but cannot find Wassinger. But this is a new one that I've seen from this home plate umpire, and still we are in the bottom of the second, so it's taking some getting used to. But the 1-1 is head level. And the count is now 2-1. The 2-1 low. And the count 3-1. The 3-1 swung on, fouled out of play on the first base side, and the count goes full. Payoff pitch, swung on and missed. Eric Kelly with his first strikeout of the game. There are now 2 outs. here in the bottom of the second inning. As Brian Choi up to bat now. Has a runner at first, 2 outs. Just trying to keep the scoring possibility alive for the A's in this inning as he takes the first pitch inside for ball 1. The 1-0 hit up into the air and out of play. The count now 1-1. The 1-1 high for ball 2. The 2-1 fouled off, so the count is 2-2. So, some stuff going on in the world of sports. Game 6 of the Stanley Cup is currently on as the Edmonton Oilers lead the Panthers 1-0. As this ball is hit to Tyler Tammas at second and makes the throw over to first in time. So that'll do it here in the bottom of the second inning. No runs off, no hits, no errors, and 1 left on. Baldwin City keeps their 3-0 lead at 3. So we will go to the top of the third after the break. Back here with the top of the third inning. It will be Caleb Welsh here to lead things off for Baldwin City. And Tommy Thomas back out on the bump for a third inning of work for the Midwest A's. Baldwin City leading at 3-0 if you're just tuning in. All 3 of those runs coming in the top of the second. As Welsh here sends this one popped up and into the glove of Evan Johnson. So just 1 pitch and he is retired. There's 1 away. And the top of the third as Tyler Tammas, the next batter up. He's the second batter of this inning. Led off the top of the second where he walked and scored the first run of the game. As he sees that pitch out of the zone. Count now 1-0. This pitch swung on and fouled, so the count now 1-1 to Tammas. Tammas another 2-way guy for Baldwin City. Just got here earlier this week as he fouls that pitch off. Count now 0-2. Actually, I believe he got here on last Saturday, so that would be 6 days ago. However, did not play his first game until Monday. As the 1-2 is roped into left field. And Tyler Tammas on with a one-out single. As it will be Luis Jimenez. Excuse me, not Luis Jimenez. Luis Jimenez is on deck. It's Tyson Grammers. He hits this one to right field, where it will be gloved by Blackowitz. He made a nice play on it. Had to run up to catch it, but it was about belly button level by the time he got to it. But made a nice play on it, so there are two away. Now is Luis Jimenez, who pitches a ball, and Tyler Tama is caught stealing. So that'll do it here in the top of the third inning. No runs off, one hit, no errors, nobody left on. The most unconventional 1-2-3, as we will take a short break and come back with the bottom of the third inning. Evan Johnson leads off the bottom of the third inning. His club down 3-0. As Eric Kelly out for another inning on the bump. His first pitch to Johnson is away for ball one. This pitch in there for called strike one. Is the count even now at 1-1. Johnson, the 9-hitter, making his first. As this pitch is hit to Jackson Evans at first, the throw over to first is not in time, but not caught by Tyson Grammer. So Evan Johnson is aboard to lead the game off, and I'm unsure of whether that was scored as a hit or an error, so I will double check that one currently. Is that pitch a ball? It was ruled as a hit, so that's what we will call it in my book. So make Johnson 1 for 1 as Eric Kelly throws it over to first base to try and catch Johnson. He cannot. So the count now 1-0. The 1-0 to Veneman hit up in the air and into the parking lot behind us. It did hit a car, but I think not light enough to make a dent. With the count even at 1-1. As this pitch hit into center field, And it will be Isaiah Garcia. Nice, very nice catch by the center fielder Garcia. Stuck his glove out. I never know what over the shoulder means. It could be an over the shoulder catch. Either way, it is a fly out and one away. But very nice fielding effort by Garcia. This outfield contingent from Baldwin City has had some some web gems, and even Baldwin City in general. Their 15-5 win over Junction City had about 3 ESPN top 10 plays, and actually even a couple from Junction City's fielding. I called that game. It was a very fun game to watch fielding wise. As this pitch to Alvarez, he shows bunt but pulls away after an inside pitch, and the count now 1-0. Alvarez is 0 for 0. Reached base in the first via a walk and made it all the way to third base, but was stranded there. As this ball hit into left field, as Alvarez with a single, and Johnson held up at second. So the Midwest A's with 2 runners on, with just 1 out for Drew Oreskes, and this might not be the guy if you are Baldwin City, that you want to have up. Oreskes, a power hitter in this league, and he can put one out here. And of course, he currently represents the tying run, as the first pitch of the at-bat is low for ball 1. The 1-0 high. And the count now at 2-0. The 2-0 inside. 3 pitches, 3 balls, 3-0 the count. In there for called strike 1. And the count now at 3-1 to Oreskes. The 3-1 roped foul just before the first base bag, and the count now full to Oreskes. This is the 3rd full count of the game for Kelly. 1 ended in a walk, 1 with a swinging strikeout. Of course, there's a few outcomes that can happen here, as the payoff pitch is hit up into the air, and it will be Luis Jimenez under it, and he makes the grab. Johnson advances to third, but Alvarez held up at first. So the Midwest A's with runners at the corners with 2 outs. And Aiden Blachowicz, the next batter up. Blachowicz is currently 0 for 1 in this game with a with a pop-up to short. First pitch to him is low and in the dirt for ball 1. Kincaid threw down to try to get Alvarez, and throw was both out in time and offline, so runners at second and third for the Midwest A's now. However, Johnson did not try to go home on that. But 2 runners in scoring position now for the Midwest A's, as the 1-0 is head high. Count now at 2-0. 2-0. Once again, highs to the count at 3-0. And should any of these next few pitches be a ball, it will load the bases. As there is activity in Baldwin City's bullpen. As that pitch way high, and that'll be ball 4, and because of the wild pitch, Evan Johnson will advance home and score. Alvarez moving up to third. And Blackowitz on with a 2-out walk. And the Midwest is scoring their first run of the game. So it will be Easton. Actually, we're going to have a mound visit by pitching coach Tanner Kilmer. And with that, we will step aside. Be back in just a couple minutes. Back after that mound visit, as there are 2 in the Baldwin City bullpen. I'm seeing Kai and Gus and somebody else, and looks like they're playing catch to each other. Of course, we will let you know who they are as that pitch low in the dirt for ball 1 as Blackowitz takes second. So once again, 2 runners in scoring position for the Midwest A's. As it is Easton Wassinger, the batter up. Wassinger 0 for 0. Led off the top of the second with a 4-pitch walk. As next pitch to him is high for ball 2. Swung on and missed. There, Kelly back in the strike column. Could be a column. But the count is 2-1. 2-1, hit to Tyson Grammer at first, who just steps over and tags the bag. So that'll do it here in the bottom of the first inning. 1 run off 2 hits, no errors, 2 left on. The Midwest A's cut the lead, but Baldwin City still in front. The away Blues lead 3-1 as we go into the top of the 4th inning, and with that, we will take a break and step aside. Back with the top of the fourth inning. Baldwin City currently in front 3-1, and it will be Luis Jimenez leading things off. Jimenez with his second at bat, not his second trip in the batter's box. He's the first pitch by Tommy Thomas, low for ball one. Jimenez 1 for 1 with a double and a run. Got into the batter's box and took one pitch, as that one is in there for called strike one. Took one pitch before Tyler Tamez was caught stealing, which ended the top of the third as this ball is hit into left field, and it will be A.J. Alvarez making the grab just before the warning track. So well struck by Jimenez, but well caught by Alvarez. A leadoff flyout. And there is one away. Grant Simblick, the next batter in, as he sends this one up and foul. That one got out with quite a hurry. I'm not sure how far it would have gone. Simblick 1 for 1 with a single as he takes a nice breaking ball in there for called strike two. Was retired, caught stealing, however, that would allow a run to score as the 0-2 is low. So the count now 1-2. I believe that allowed Jimenez to score. As the 1-2 is hit into the third base dugout, and the count will remain at 1-2 as we have a helicopter flying above. I'm a little scared of helicopters, gotta be honest. As the 1-2 low, and the count moves even at 2-2, and I don't love flying in planes either, but there's something about helicopters that's just a little scarier. As the 2-2 is high, and the count now full. I think it's maybe how close the doors are to where you're sitting. It's the same reason I wouldn't want to sit in the emergency row on a plane. As the payoff pitch. So low and in, 4-4, and Grant Simblick works himself a 1-out walk, and Baldwin City with one aboard in this inning, as it is Elijah Kincaid. Kincaid himself 0 for 0 with a walk in the second as he swings. And this one's going to get hit up in the air. It is Blake Veneman under it, and he makes the grab. So one pitch is all it takes to retire Kincaid, and there are now 2 outs in the top of the fourth inning. As Baldwin City back with the top of the lineup, it is Jackson Evans. Evans is over 2 so far, but looking to get a hit as he sends this one up and in the air, and it will be Veneman making the grab again. So that'll do it here in the top of the fourth. No runs off, no hits, no errors, 1 left on. We go to the bottom of the fourth. Baldwin City still leading 3-1 after the break. Back with the bottom of the fourth inning. It will be Jack Harris leading things off for the Midwest A's. And there is a new pitcher for Baldwin City. That would be Harrison Loudon. As Eric Kelly's day is done, and we will read off his final line in just a moment. As first pitch by Loudon is hit to Welshire at third. Actually, Welshire tried to palm it. Jack Harris works himself a leadoff single. As the Midwest A's have a runner on with nobody out. And Clayton Eskra, the next batter in the box. Eskra 0 for 1. As he shows bunt, and he'll get it down. Elijah Kincaid throwing over to first. That is in time. However, mission accomplished by Jack Harris. Or, excuse me, not Jack Harris. Mission accomplished by Eskra. He moves the runner over. And the Midwest A's with a runner in scoring position with one out for Brian Choi. Choi is 0 for 1 with a ground out. That ground out finished the bottom of the second inning. As first pitch he sees is in there for called strike one. So a little bit more on our pitcher. It is Harrison Loudon making his pitching debut. Has been in the field a couple times and in the broadcast booth with me. He did some of Game 1 in Junction City as that pitch is fouled off. Count now 0-2. Yeah, he did some of Game 1 in Junction City with me, and it was a lot of fun talking to him. And I actually kind of thought we were going to get him again here tonight. But this is his first pitching appearance for the season, as the 0-2 is low and the count now 1-2. Loudon, a native of Auckland, New Zealand, currently playing his college ball at Benedictine Mesa in Mesa, Arizona. However, came to the States for college ball by way of Highline Community College, just north of here. As the 1-2 is fouled off and the count will remain at 1-2. Has a kind of between a sidearm and a submarine pitcher. As the 1-2 swung on and missed. And Harrison Loudon with his first strikeout of the game. 2 outs. In the bottom of the fourth, runner still on second base for Evan Johnson. Johnson 1 for 1 with a single, and he scored the Midwest A's lone run. He's going to try and drive in Harris at second. He sees first pitch high for ball 1. So something else about Loudon. This is his third season with the Blues, played in 2021. 2023 and now, and I've always said that his innings were limited due to injury, and I always said it was wrist injuries, as the count is 1-1. But he wanted to set the record straight. He did. All of them been Tommy John, so I now have my facts straight from him. As that count, that pitch, I believe, outside. Yes, outside, as the field umpire calls 2-1. One of the benefits, as I'm outside tonight in Baldwin City, normally in a press box, depends on the park in this league, but one of the nice things about being outside is the ability to hear things, as that pitch is in there for called strike 2. So 2-2 with 2 outs with a runner on second to Evan Johnson, who wears the jersey number 22. So a lot of 2s there as that pitch outside, and the count goes full. But a lot of times when maybe I'm not sure on the call, you can't ever hear. You have to wait for the hand signals on the umpire, and luckily I can just hear him call out the count. And the payoff pitch fouled off. And we will go again at 3-2. The second payoff pitch inside. And Evan Johnson works himself a 2-out walk. And the Midwest A's with 2 runners on. As they return to the top of the order, it is Blake Veneman. Veneman is 0 for 2 in this game. Has flied out to Isaiah Garcia in center both times. He steps in with 2 outs. Looking to keep things going for the A's. They currently trail 3-1 as this ball is hit into left field with Hudson Ivey making grabs, so that'll do it here in the bottom of the 4th. No runs off, 1 hit, no errors, 2 left on. Baldwin City retains their 3-1 lead as we will step aside, and when we're done with our break, we will be back with the top of the 5th inning. Back with the top of the 5th inning. It will be Isaiah Garcia to lead things off for Baldwin City. They currently lead this contest 3-1. It is Tommy Thomas out for another inning of work, and I think our home plate umpire is asking for more baseballs. No, our the field umpire was not in the field, but he's in position, so we are ready to go. As Isaiah Garcia takes the first pitch in there for called strike 1. Garcia is 1 for 2 in this game. Flew out in the first, doubled in the second. What will he do in the third? He will fly out to Harris in center field. And there is now 1 out in the top of the 5th. It'll be Hudson Ivey, the next batter in. Ivey currently 0 for 1 in this contest. He's hit by a pitch for the second time. He was hit by the pitch in the first inning, but he is on board the hard way. So Baldwin City with a runner on and 1 out as Caleb Welsh here takes the first pitch to him. High and outside for ball 1. Wilshire has put the ball in play both at bats. However, both of them caught on the full. As that pitch high for ball 2. So he is 0 for 2 via a flyout and a pop-out. As Thomas throws over to first to try and catch Ivy, he cannot. And update on Game 6 of the Stanley Cup Finals. The Oilers lead the Panthers 1-0. As I believe we're about to start the second period in that game. That pitch swung on and missed by Wilshire. Count now 2-1. So other important. Oh boy. As that pitch low in the dirt, and the count goes to 3-1. I just checked the scorecard again for the USA cricket match against the West Indies, and we're doing well and not doing as well. Of course, I believe if we lose today, our match against England on Sunday is all but academic, as the 3-1 is low in the dirt. And Caleb Wilshire with a walk. Baldwin City with runners on first and second. 68 for 4 through 9.5 overs, and probably going to have to do better than that to beat the West Indies. It's kind of been a tough go of things. Our captain is injured, and well, we played well against South Africa, but came up just short as Tyler Tamez fouls the first pitch off on the first base side, so the count is 0-1 to him. Tamez is 1 for 1, has reached base twice, walked and scored in the second, and then singled in the third, however was caught stealing, which ended the inning as this ball is hit to Veneman at second. The throw over to first is in time. So 2 outs, but both runners, both Wilshire and Ivy, advance. So Baldwin City with 2 runners in scoring position with 2 outs. And this Tyson Grammer, the next batter in. Grammer 1 for 2 with a single and a run. As first pitch he sees is outside for ball 1. Grammer, a recent graduate of Lawrence High School, will play his college ball in Baldwin City at Baker University in the fall. As that pitch low in the dirt for ball 2, well blocked by Eskra. So the count now 2-0, and Grammer hits this one past the glove of Evan Johnson. Hudson Ivy will score from third. So Baldwin City extends their lead back to 4. They now have runners at the corners via that infield single by Tyson Grammer. And it will be Luis Caminas, next batter in, who hits the first pitch to Choi at second, who throws, Choi was at third, he threw over to second, and Aiden Blackowitz had to leap to make the catch, but caught it and got down in time. So that'll do it here in the top of the 5th inning. 1 run off 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Baldwin City leading 4-1 after the break. AJ Alvarez leading off the the bottom of the fifth inning for the Midwest A's. And it will be another pitcher for Baldwin City. This is Kyan Gus, so Harrison Loughton's day is done. We will read both his line and Eric Kelly's final line in just a moment once I finish tallying this up. Okay, we figured it out. His first pitch to Alvarez is outside for ball one. So Eric Kelly's final line, 3 innings pitched, 15 batters faced, 1 strikeout, 2 walks, 2 hits, 1 run, it was earned. And then Loudon, 1 inning pitched, 5 batters faced, 1 strikeout, 1 walk, 1 hit, no runs. That pitch is high, so the count is 3-0 to AJ Alvarez. 3-0 in there, 4-3-1. Gus, another graduate of Lawrence High School, will be playing his college ball at Highland Community College next season. A two-way player is that one in the zone as well, and the count now full. He has kind of an interesting pitching mechanic. If you see, after he throws the ball, he kind of moves his head. As this ball, it will be Tamez charging to get it. The throw over first is in time. That was very, very close, and a nice hustle by Alvarez. But a nice play by Tamez, not only to corral the ball, he also was a pretty quick throw to Grammer at first. There is 1 away here in the bottom of the fifth. For Drew Reskis, he sees first pitch in there for called strike 1. Reskis 0 for 2 with a pop out and a fly out. Looking to open the Midwest A's account in this inning as he hits this one. It will be foul and I believe out of play. So the count now 0-2 to Reskis. Unfortunately, in my line of sight, that kind of foul territory to the left of the third base side, I can't really see much of, as that's right in line with the Midwest A's dugout, and well, I can't see anything. With everybody sitting and standing there, it's hard for them to see. It would be unreasonable for me to ask them to move, as the 0-2 is high, and the count now 1-2. So I can kind of see what's going on, but not really. But as I was saying, with Gus's pitching mechanic, he kind of likes to, as he throws the ball, kind of turn his head to the right. He doesn't see the pitch all the way through into the catcher's glove, as this ball is chopped foul and into the Baldwin City dugout. As a couple players, I believe that was a couple players, fell off their chairs as to avoid the ball, and I can't blame them. I do the same. The count remains at 1-2. The 1-2 hit into center field, but right to the glove of Isaiah Garcia. He really didn't even have to move. There are now 2 runs in the... Excuse me, 2 outs in the bottom of the fifth. Sometimes I just kind of lose my train of thought as I'm trying to multitask by writing things down in my book. I'll do better. It is Aiden Blackowitz in with 2 outs as he sees first pitch in there for called strike 1. Blackowitz 0 for 1 has reached base via a walk. However, was stranded at second, and that was in the bottom of the third. He hits this one up the middle and into center field. So Aiden Blackowitz on with a 2-out single. As it will be Easton Wassinger, the man up at the plate. Maybe the man you want to want to have up at the plate, possibly. He's a nice power hitter for the A's. As the first pitch he sees is hit up into the air. It is Evans and Garcia giving chase, and it will be Garcia. A slide diving snow cone to make the grab. So that'll do it here in the bottom of the 5th inning. No runs off, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on. We move to the top of the 6th inning. Baldwin City leading 4-1. Back with the top of the 6th inning, it will be Grant Simblick leading things off for Baldwin City. The Blues currently lead this game 4-1. Simblick trying to start this inning off, possibly getting on base and extend his team's lead. It will be Tommy Thomas out for another inning of work. As first pitch by Thomas to Simblick is in there for called strike 1. Simblick is 1 for 1, has reached base in both plate appearances, but not gotten past first base in either of them as he takes that pitch outside for ball 1. And I do have another Stanley Cup update. Maybe a Stanley Cup date. If it was far from my worst joke, as that pitch is high for ball 2. The count is 2-0. Edmonton currently leading 2-0 with 16 minutes in the second period, and well, if this game goes well, it probably will, as this pitch hit up into the air and out of play. So the count now even at 2-2. So this game, the series probably will go to a game 7, and it will be back in Miami or wherever the Panthers play, because I don't think they actually play in Miami. They play in Sunrise, which is in the Miami area. However, yes, that game will be on Monday, should that be played. As the 0-2 hit up into the air, it will be Harris making the grab. So Simblick flies out, and that'll do it here in the top of... That'll do it for that at bat. There's still 2 outs to go, as it will be Elijah Kincaid, the next batter in. Kincaid hits the first pitch into left field. It will be Alvarez laying out, and a great catch made by him. Has to both slide and turn his wrist clockwise. Yes, turn his wrist clockwise. So not opening up, closing the other way. But he makes the grab, and there are quickly 2 outs here in the top of the 6th inning as Jackson Evans sends first pitch up into the air. And it will be Brian Choi making the catch. So that'll do it here in the top of the 6th. No runs off, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. A really quick 1-2-3. With that, we will go to the bottom of the 6th after the break. Back with the bottom of the 6th inning. It will be Jack Harris to lead things off for the Midwest A's. The A's are the home team, currently trailing 4-1. However, this game is far from over. We're just over halfway through as Harris swings and misses at the first pitch by Kai and Gus. Harris is 1 for 2 with a single. The 0-1 low. Count now 1-1. So I'm checking the Royals game. Is that pitch about the same location, definitely the same height, so the count now 2-1. As that one swung on and missed. So the count even at 2-2. The 2-2 hit up into the air, and this will be out of play. So the count will remain at 2-2. Harris led off the bottom of the 4th. As I said, he reached via an infield single in that one. And was sack bunted as that pitch is high, so the count goes full. He was sack bunted over to second. That was where he would be stranded. As the Midwest A's only run so far coming in the bottom of the 3rd inning as the payoff pitch is low. And Jack Harris working himself a leadoff walk. Midwest A's with 1 aboard for Clayton Eskra. So Eskra is 0 for 2. As that pitch in there for called strike 1. I believe 0 for 2, maybe not. I don't know if that was scored as what it was scored as, but has failed to reach base in both attempts. Struck out and then laid down a sac bunt as he sends this one up into the air. Into left field, it will be Hudson Ivy under it, and he makes the grab. So an F7 means 1 out. It will be Brian Choi, the next batter in. Choi 0 for 2, swings and misses on that pitch. Choi 0 for 2 with a groundout and a strikeout. We'll try to put a ball in play or somehow get on. Keep this game or get the A's. They're certainly not out of it. 3 runs is not insurmountable, especially not in this league, as this pitch is hit foul. So count now at 1-2, but 3 runs isn't insurmountable, but obviously as the inning numbers go higher, you want to kind of get in a position to where, you know, it's trying to make a comeback is a little more manageable. As Choi fouls that one off, the count remains at 1-2. So the 1-2 hit past the glove of Caleb Welsh here at third base. And Brian Choi works himself a 1-out single. Jack Harris moving up to second, so the Midwest A's with 2 runners on and 1 out. As it will be Evan Johnson rounding out the bottom of the order for the A's. Johnson is 1 for 1. singled in the third and went on to score, and then walked in the fourth. As he sees first pitch to him, low and away for ball one. As this pitch hit up into the air, it will be in fair territory. Tyson Grammer calling everybody off, and he actually drops it. However, they will get, so okay, so actually he did not catch it, so that is a double play. I would say he did catch it. It seemed to fall out of his glove, so I didn't know what they were going to call there. However, Harris was out trying to tag up to third. So yes, that will do it here in the bottom of the sixth inning. No runs off, one hit, no errors, one left on. We will head to the top of the seventh inning after the break. We're back with the top of the seventh inning. Baldwin City leading 4-1, as will be a new batter. It'll be Marquis Williams coming in for Isaiah Garcia, as it is kind of the custom for Baldwin City Blues manager Tanner Kilmer to kind of make a sort of mass substitution usually in the seventh inning. Is the first pitch by Tommy Thomas, who is out for a seventh inning of work, is high at 4-1. It's this pitch, I believe, just outside. So the count 2-0. The next pitch to Williams, outside once again, so the count now 3-0. As it will be Brennan Johnson on deck, as 3-0 in there for called strike one, so the count is 3-1 now. So it will be Brennan Johnson on deck, replacing Hudson Ivy, and 3-1 in there for a strike once again. So what started as a 3-0 is now a full count. And the payoff pitch fouled into the fence, and we will do it again. So yeah, we like I said, with these mass substitutions, we will do our best to try and keep you updated on them. But the payoff pitch hit up into the air. It will be AJ Alvarez under it, and he makes the grab. So one down. And the top of the seventh inning. So yes, it will be Brennan Johnson. The next batter in, he replaces Hudson Ivy. As first pitch Brennan Johnson sees is tipped into the glove of Eskra. So the count now at 0-1. This pitch hit up into the air and dropped by Eskra. So Johnson will reach via an error at first. Or an error by the catcher. He will reach first. As the next substitution is Quinn Grobel. He replaces Caleb Welshire at third base. And Grobel hitting pretty well this year as he swings and misses. Count moves to 0-1. He hit a home run in Game 2 of last night's game. That is his second home run on the season, which leads Baldwin City. As he sends this one out of play. So count 0-2 to Grobel. As Thomas throws over to try and get Johnson at first. That throw is wide, and Johnson will take second and be held up there. But Baldwin City with a runner in scoring position now with just one out. The 0-2. High, but swung on by Grobel, and I don't know why, but that got me, and it is my solemn civic duty to tell you that I flinched. So I think that's number 4. Number 4 on the season. Maybe 5. I think it's 4, though. But the count will remain at 0-2. I don't know why I flinched. It was nowhere near me. But the 0-2 outside. And the count now 1-2. Well, they're still leading the Panthers 2-0. I would like to see the Panthers close it out, but obviously playing in Edmonton, and this pitch swung on and missed. Make that strikeout number 3 for Tommy Thomas. There are 2 away. In the top of the 7th, it will be Maverick Rockers replacing Tyler Tamez. As Rockers fouls the first pitch off, count now 0-1. It will be Ken Rivero replacing Tyson Grammer at first. He is on deck. Johnson down to third. And he is in safely at third. And I was actually unable to see the result of the pitch, so... Okay, it was a ball, so the count is 1-1. As Rocker swings at a high pitch, the count now 1-2. As the 1-2 high, and the count moves even at 2-2. 2-2 with 2 outs. The 2-2 fouled off, and the count will remain there at 2-2. The 2-2 low in the dirt, and the count moves full at 3-2. Payoff pitch hit up into the air. It will be Drew Reskis calling everyone off and making the grab. So that'll do it here in the top of the 7th. No runs off, no hits, 1 error, 1 left on. Baldwin City still leads 4-1. And with that, we will go to the bottom of the 7th after the break. Blake Veneman leads off the bottom of the 7th inning for the Midwest A's, as we have he shows bunt, however not able to make contact, and it is a strike. So the count now 0-1. Kangas out for another inning of work, but the fielding lineup for Baldwin City remains changed otherwise. That pitch high for ball 1, so I will just go through each position. It is Austin Rocha in for Elijah Kincaid, and catcher, as that pitch low for ball 2. Kendall Rivero in for Tyson Grammer at first. Will be Rockers in, Maverick Rockers in for Tyler Tamas at second, as this pitch is hit foul on the third base side, and the count remains at 2-2. That looked to be like right on the line. It will be Quinn Grobel in for Caleb Wilshire at third. Logan Groh in for Jackson Evans at shortstop. Brennan Johnson in for Hudson Ivey in left field. Marquis Williams in for Isaiah Garcia at center field. And finally, Colton Howerton in for Luis Jimenez in right field. And we'll see Grant Simblick still in the batting order as the designated hitter. We will see if he is subbed out, and if so, who for. As the 2-2, low and away, and the count goes full. The count 3-2, and it will go to 4-2. Blake Veneman working himself a leadoff walk. AJ Alvarez, the next batter in. Alvarez been pretty good at reaching base so far. He is 1 for 2 and has walked once as well. So reached base 2 out of 3 plate appearances. As he shows bunt but pulls away as the pitch is low in for ball 1. The 1-0, hit foul on the third base line. The count moves to 1-1. Count 1-1 with no outs. Runner on first. As Gus throws over to first. Not even a tag applied to Veneman, so we will continue with the count at 1-1. This pitch hit deep into left field and foul. It went quick off Alvarez's bat and didn't see where it landed on the third base side, but could have been gone. I'm not sure. It had kind of the launch angle and trajectory to get there, but obviously you never know. But the count is 1-2 to Alvarez. 1-2. This one hit up into the air into fair territory. It will be Logan Groh making the grab. So there is one out here in the bottom of the 7th inning. As it is Drew Reskis, the next batter in. Reskis currently 0 for 3, but has put the ball in play in each at bat. A pop out in 2 flats as he sees the first pitch blown away for ball 1. As there is somebody else in the Baldwin City bullpen. I'm not sure who that is. As Gus throws over to try and catch Veneman again. He will not get him, and I'm actually really not sure who that is, because as Veneman goes, and he had such a beat on it, I'm actually surprised that Gus didn't even come around to try and to step off and at least try and catch Veneman, as Veneman steals second, and the count, that was a called strike, so the count is 1-1 as this pitch swung on and missed, and the count now 1-2. So yes, unsure who that is in the bullpen. Seeing a 2-3 as this pitch low and in the dirt, and Rocha kind of looking around for what the count moving even at 2-2. However, Veneman made no attempt to move from second, as smartly even so. As Rocha's going to call time and talk to the pitcher Gus. Yeah, we have no idea who that is. The 2-2 swung on and missed. I believe that is the first strikeout of the game for Kai and Gus. There are 2 down now in the bottom of the 7th inning, with Aiden Blackowitz stepping in. Blackowitz 1 for 2, has reached base twice though, once via a single and once via a walk. And he's going to look to reach base once again, as he sends first pitch into left field, and it will be Brennan Johnson making the grab. A very nice play defensively by Johnson in left field, and that'll do it here in the bottom of the 7th inning. No runs off, no hits, no errors, 1 left on. We move to the top of the 8th. Baldwin City leading after the break, and there will be a new pitcher for the Midwest A's, so we will let you know who that is after the break. Kendall Rivera leading off the top of the 8th inning for Baldwin City. Blues currently up 4-1 in this contest, as the first pitch by new pitcher Jason Black is up high for ball 1. So, yes, Jason Black is the new pitcher, which means Tommy Thomas's day is done and his stat line is final, as the upstairs pitch swung on a miss. They count now 1-1. Thomas' stat line: 7 innings pitched, 32 batters faced, 3 strikeouts, 4 walks, 7 hits, 4 runs, all of them earned. The 1-1 away, the count now 2-1. Two-one in there. Count moving even at 2-2. This time is called. Rivera steps off. And the 2-2 outside. And the count moves full at 3-2. The 3-2. I believe outside. That was ball 4, and so I think me and both Ace manager Will Rogers were both a little surprised, because I actually thought that was strike 3 as well. However, it is ball 4, and Kendall Rivera works himself a leadoff walk, so it will be Colton Howerton, the next man up, as Howerton takes that pitch in there for called. Thought he said strike 1. The scoreboard says ball. So we'll double check that one. But that pitch is high undoubtedly. So it is 1-1. As it will be Andrew Brubeck on deck. He replaces Grant Simblick there at the designated hitter position, which I was not sure about, as Rivera goes, but Howerton fouls that pitch off. So the count now 1-2, and obviously with that, Rivera not able to advance. He had a decent jump on it as well. The 1-2 fouled off. And so the count will remain at 1-2. That was fouled off into the mask of the catcher Eskra, but he seems to be pretty unfazed by it, which could be a good sign. But the 1-2 high, and the count moves even at 2-2. As Black steps off momentarily. The 2-2 fouled off again. Right into the fence. As the count will remain at 2-2, and I believe that's the third. I think that was the third foul ball at 0-2, or out with 2 strikes. Might have been the second. But the 2-2 inside, and past the glove of Eskra. Rivero goes. There will be a throw down to second, but not in time. So Rivero in scoring position. The count full to Howerton. Who is looking to join his teammate on the base pass. Just maybe not the base pass, maybe just on a base, but the payoff pitch swung on and missed. Strikeout number 1 of the evening for Jason Black. Harrington is sat down, and there is one away. Andrew Rubeck stepping in now, replacing Grant Simblick at the designated hitter position. As Brubeck takes the first pitch outside for ball 1. So, yeah, last time I saw that the Royals were winning, they're now down 6-2. So that's not a good sign. The boys are not really playing any ball anymore. So, the 1-0 low for ball 2. Meanwhile, in the Stanley Cup Finals, it's now 3-0 Edmonton at the end of 2 periods, and it looks like we're going to be going back to that Game 7 in Florida. That'll be on Monday. I believe this is the second time. Is that pitch low and outside? The count now 3-0. So I believe this is the second time ever, or will be the second time ever, that a team has come back from 0-3 down to tie it up at 3-3. I'm just not sure if the team that was 0-3 came back and won Game 7, as the 3-0 is outside, and the count was 4-0. Andrew Brubeck works himself a 4-pitch walk. And Baldwin City, with 2 runners on and just 1 out, they look to extend their lead. They currently lead by 3. It is Austin Rocha in for his first at-bat of the evening, as he takes first pitch high for ball 1. He replaces Elijah Kincaid in the lineup, and is catching in the field. And Rocha is the bottom. He is the 9-hole hitter, so barring a double play here, Baldwin City will have the top of their lineup for the next batter, which is Logan Groh, as Rocha hits this one out of play. On the first base side, it's the count now even at 1-1. So 1-1 with 1 out. Runners on first and second. Black goes home. This one fouled off once again into the fence behind home plate. Count now 1-2. I believe the College World Series Championship Series starting tomorrow. That is an all-SEC final. Tennessee versus Texas A&M, and I would like to see the Vols bring it home. They're the number 1 seed as well as the 1-2 outside. 2-2 the count. The 2-2 low and away for ball 3. And the count now full to Austin Rocha. Clayton Esker's doing very well behind the plate, just keeping the ball in front of him for the most part. And it's really one of the great parts you want out of a catcher. As the payoff pitch is fouled off, as both Rivero and Brubeck were going to both going forward one base. No, I don't think it is possible for me to get both first and third in the camera shot. I didn't think it was possible, hence why it took so long for me to kind of find out. But count remains full to Arocha. 3-2 with one out. The payoff pitch. Low and outside is... So, currently, that is ball 4. The home plate umpire said time. And he's saying that... Well, we're just going to take a break. So back from that break, just a little discrepancy between the home plate umpire believes he did not call time, and the A's believe he did. And honestly, I don't blame them. He did start to say time, and he even says that himself. However, he is unsure of what that means. As Will Rogers walking out to the field umpire, and should it stand, that pitch was low and outside, so it would be ball 4 and the bases loaded. If not, if it does not stand and Arocha is sent back for the payoff pitch, it'll just be 3-2 again. And should Arocha go back and this pitch be redone, I do not believe it will be. I was going to say that Brubeck and Rivera would go back to first and second. However, that is not the case, as the bases are loaded, and it is Logan Groh, the next batter in. He is the top of the lineup for Baldwin City, making his first plate appearance of the game, as he takes that pitch inside for ball 1. He replaces Jackson Evans. Grow, an incoming freshman in the fall, will play at Cali Community College. As the 1-0 is high, the count now 2-0. Grow, a graduate of Gardner Edgerton High School, and Gardner about equidistant between here and Baldwin City. It's definitely closer to Baldwin City as that pitch is in there for called strike 1. It was probably about 25 minutes away from the Blues' home base. The 2-1 low. The count now 3-1. The 3-1 inside, and Groh takes his base. That will be Kendall Rivero scoring from third. Logan Groh with a 1-out walk, and there will be a mound visit, and A signal from the bullpen. So there will be a new pitcher, and with that we will take a break. And after the break, I'll let you know who it is. So there is a new pitcher for the Midwest A's. That would be Garrett Kukuk coming in relief of Jason Black. As it is Marquis Williams, the next batter up. Williams 0 for 1 in this contest, but with bases loaded, looking to maybe drive another run home and extend Baldwin City's lead. They've scored 1 in the top of this frame so far as the first pitch by Kukuk in there for called strike 1. The 0-1 swung on and missed. Count now 0-2. The 0-2 hit to Oreskes, actually past the glove of Oreskes, and it will be Brubeck scoring. Oroch is going to come from third, and he scores, and with that, Marquis Williams into second, so I will see how that was scored. I would call it a single and then maybe a Actually, pull up maybe an infield double either way. 2 runs score. And Baldwin City with runners on second and third. With still just 1 out. As it is Brennan Johnson. Johnson 0 for 1 today, reached via an error. As first pitch he sees is low and in for ball 1. And I'm just going to see how the scorekeeper scored that, because I generally go off with whatever they put. And they said single and advanced to second on the throw. So pitch low in the dirt once again. So the count now 2-0. This ball hit into right field. It will be caught by Blackowitz. However, Groh scoring from third. Williams up to third. So a successful sac fly by Brennan Johnson. Brings home another runner. And a runner on third in Marquis Williams, as Quinn Grobel. You can see my confusion, those names are so similar. He steps in looking to extend the Baldwin City Blues lead as he takes first pitch by Garrett Kukuk in there for called strike 1. Grobel 0 for 1 with a strikeout today. As the 0-1 swung on and missed, the count now 0-2. The 0-2 inside. Count moves to 1-2. The 1-2 swung on and missed once again, so that'll do it here in the top of the 8th inning. That would be 4 runs off 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on. Baldwin City plates 4 in the inning and extends their lead to 7. We will have a new pitcher for Baldwin City, and we'll let you know who that is after the break. Back with the bottom of the 8th inning. It is a new pitcher for Baldwin City. Easton Wassinger takes the first pitch inside for ball 1. As he ropes this one foul. The count now 1-1, and the new pitcher is Jackson Palmer. Palmer making his Blues debut for the season. Just finished up his freshman season at Baker University. And Olathe native, originally graduated from Olathe West High School. As this pitch is hit up into the air, it will actually land straight in the Midwest A's dugout. So the count now 1-2. Wassinger 0 for 2, looking for his first hit. However, has reached base via a walk. Count is currently 1-2. And the 1-2, low in the dirt for ball 2. So count now even at 2-2. Unfortunately, since Palmer is such a late add to the rosters, this pitch inside, and the count moves full. I don't have any of his stats on my sheets, and as well as that, the Presto Sports mobile app is the payoff pitch is high and outside for ball 4. So Wassinger with a lead-off walk, and it will be Jack Harris, the next batter in, as Arocha is going to have a little bit of a talk with Palmer. Harris currently 1 for 2 with a single and a walk. As it looks like the pitcher-catcher conference is now over. We are ready to start the at-bat. First pitch by Palmer is in there for called strike 1. I just thought about something very stupid. As that pitch alone in the dirt for ball 1. I don't think it would work, because I was thinking if you were facing an 0-2 count and you saw a pitch way high and outside, would you want to swing and intentionally go for a drop third strike? Because that pitch is high and outside, and Wassinger will take second. Count now 2-1, and it was actually high and inside, excuse me. But would you want to do that and take a free base? Something to ponder. The 2-1 fouled off, now 2-2. The 2-2 hit to Logan Groh at short. He palms it, makes the throw over. Actually, did not make the throw over to first. I'm not sure if it would have been it in time or not. However, threw off the bag. So Wassinger with the heads-up play to take third. I'm just going to call it a single for right now in my book, as Clayton Esker is the next batter in. Esker currently 0 for 3. he has runners at the corners with one out as he takes the first pitch low and away. And I'll try to find Jackson Palmer's pitching statistics from Baker. Unfortunately, the Presto Sports mobile sites are never, ever easy to navigate as the 1-0 is high. The count now 2-1. The 2-1 in there for called strike one. Count now 2-1. To Palmer is that pitch just inside, so the count goes to 3-1. Three-one in there, and the count goes full. Second 3-2 that Palmer has seen. Now all three batters faced have been full count, 2-2 full count at the end, and the payoff pitch is high, and the bases are loaded. With nobody out, it will be Brian Choi, the next batter in. Choi 1 for 3. As I believe we're going to have a mound visit before the at-bat. So with that, we will take a short break and be back, well, whenever the mound visit's done. So that mound visit is over, and Brian Choi is ready to start his at-bat. His first pitch from Palmer to Choi is in there for called strike one. So Baldwin City currently leading 8-1 here in the bottom of the eighth. However, bases are loaded with no outs, so a lot of room for the A's to make up some ground as that pitch is fouled off behind home plate, and the count is 0-2. The 0-2 hit to Ken Rivero. However, he is not able to make a play on it as he stuck his glove out. I believe that might have actually hit him in the face. But it will score Wassinger from home. And an infield single from Brian Choi moves the runners. And the score is now 8-2. So it will be Evan Johnson running out the bottom of the order as he takes first pitch high for ball one. Johnson is 1 for 2. Singled in the third and would later go on at the time, their only run, and obviously their second run just scored. But that pitch to Johnson is in there for called strike one, so the count even at 1-1. The 1-1 outside for ball two. One thing I do like about this plate umpire is he does at least signal when it is a ball, unless it's very obvious as this pitch is inside. Count now 3-1. Unless it's like super obvious, then he'll signal. And from my vantage point, as the 3-1 is in there for called strike two, and the count moves full. From my vantage point, I can't always see. I don't have a head-on view from the batters, from the strike zone. As the payoff pitch is swung on and missed, as Palmer has his first strikeout of the evening. One down in the bottom of the eighth. It's Jackson Palmer. I'm still trying to memorize that name. I was only just told it a couple innings ago, and I keep thinking of Chelsea player Cole Palmer, who's obviously not a baseball player, but it is the top of the lineup for the Midwest A's, as Blake Veneman takes the first pitch in there for called strike one. Veneman 0 for 3, but walked in his most recent plate appearance. A walk would bring another home. Is obviously what Veneman is looking to do, as that pitch in the zone as well. So the count now 1-1. Excuse me, not 1-1. 0-2. It's pretty quiet here in Belton. You can almost hear a pin drop. As the 0-2 hit to Quinn Grobel at third. He steps on the bag and makes a throw over to first. It is in time. A 5-3 double play gets Baldwin City out of the inning. With that, that will be one run off one hit, no errors, 2 left on. The Midwest A's cut the lead slightly, but Baldwin City still leads 8-2. And we will head to the top of the ninth inning after the break. Maverick Rockers leads off the top of the ninth inning. Baldwin City currently in front 8-2, looking to extend their lead for what will likely be their final 3 outs, as Garrett Kukuk out for another inning of work as Rockers swings and misses at first offering. Rockers currently 0 for 1 this game with a pop out. As he takes that pitch low for ball 1. Rockers, a native of Lewisburg, just finished up his JUCO career at Highland and will be going to University of St. Mary in Leavenworth in the fall. St. Mary, an NAI member of the KCAC, actually just changed their logo, and I like the old logo, but the new one looks kind of fun too. As that pitch in there for called strike 2. The 1-2 hit to second base. Blake Fenneman will make the throw over to first in time. Maverick Rockers is retired, and that will bring up Kendall Rivero. Rivero, 0 for 0, walked in his only plate appearance of the game as he takes the first pitch he sees in there for called strike 1. Rivero swings and misses at second offering, actually does not miss, fouls it off. The count now at 0-2. The 0-2 high for ball 1. The 1-2 high and outside for all 2, so the count evens up at 2-2. The 2-2 hit deep into right center field, and it will not be caught. Ken Rivero getting into second. The throw was just about in time, but nobody there to cover the bag. So Ken Rivero with a 1-out double. And it will be Colton Harrington stepping up to bat. Harrington 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Harrington swings and misses at first offering. The count 0-1. Harrington, a Baker Wildcat currently. Before that, he was a Cloud County Community College Thunderbird. Before that, he was a Seaman Viking. Harrington, a native of Topeka. There's that pitch high for ball 1. 1-1, low, and blocked by Eskra, but the count is 2-1. I should start a question of the day. I think that would be kind of fun. I don't know what the question of the day would be today. Maybe favorite color combinations. So chat, let me know what your favorite color combinations. Not your two favorite colors, but your favorite combination together. As the 2-1 is inside. Count now 3-1. And I'll come with a question of the day every day. The 3-1 high for ball 4, and Colton Howerton works himself a 1-out walk. And Baldwin City has runners at first and second as Andrew Brubeck steps in, and the Royals game has gone final. We lost to the Rangers 6-2. Not happy. But Andrew Brubeck 0 for 0. Walked and scored a run in his only plate appearance today. Florida Panthers got one back on the Edmonton Oilers. However, Edmonton still leading 3-1 with about 4 minutes left in the final period. As the first pitch to Andrew Brubeck in there for called strike 1. So unless the Panthers score one and then maybe score an empty netter and sends this thing to overtime, I think we're going to Game 7. That pitch, big swing and a miss from Brubeck. Count now 0-2 to Brubeck. And barring a double play, it will be Austin Arocha, the next batter in. He is the on-deck man for Baldwin City. The 0-2, check swung, but not really check swung. He did not go. A pitch low for ball 1. So the count 1-2 now to Brubeck. Baldwin City leading 8-2. They started off by plating 3 in the second as this pitch is swung on and missed. Strike 3. 2 outs, and make that strikeout, I believe, number 2 for Garrett Kukuk. As Austin Rocha steps in, trying to score maybe just 1 or 2 more runs for Baldwin City to have his insurance before the bottom of the 9th. But Baldwin City started by scoring 3 in the second. A's then responded with 3 in the bottom of the first. Runs were not scored again until the 5th inning, when Baldwin City scored another one as that pitch inside for ball 1. Baldwin City then scored 4 in the top of the 8th, and the A's got one back in the bottom half of that frame with just 1. So that's how we have gotten to our score of 8-2, as that pitch is outside at 4-2. 2-0 high for ball 3. So the count now at 3-0 to Arocha, who has already walked once. Did that in the top of the 8th, which is his only plate appearance. He did score in that inning. .30 in there for called strike 1. Count now 3-1. 3-1. Hit into right field. However, it will not be caught, and Rivero scoring from home. So 1 run will score. That was far from an error for Blackowitz. That was he had to slide to even make the catch. So fair credit to him. I actually did. I was blocked in my view, but I thought he had it. He did not. So Baldwin City with runners at the corners. They now lead at 9-2. So it is Howerton at third, Arocha at first, and Logan Groh is the batter in. Much like Arocha, Groh is 0-for-0 with a walk and a run. Well, Arocha before that at bat, as that pitch is high and outside for ball 1. It's 5-1 Oilers. This one's done. So Canada might win their first Stanley Cup, obviously. As this one is hit foul and out of play, so the count moving to 1-1. Obviously not the first Stanley Cup for Canada overall, but the first, I believe, in the 21st century. I want to say the last one was maybe 93? Won by the Montreal Canadiens. But I'm not sure. Not off the top of my head, at least. Kukuk steps off. Count is 1-1 with 2 outs. Runners at the corners for Baldwin City have scored a 1 in this frame already, as the 1-1 is high for ball 2. The count now 2-1. Two one in there for called strike 2. So two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 2 runners on. The Midwest A's have 2 runs. The 2-2 swung on and missed, so that'll do it here in the top of the 9th inning. Another strikeout for Garrett Kukuk, but another run comes across by way of 2 hits, no errors, and two left on. We go to the bottom of the 9th inning. Midwest A's currently trailed 9-2. As we might have a new pitcher. Nope. We do not, but we will take a break. Back with the bottom of the ninth inning, it is A.J. Alvarez to lead things off for the Midwest A's as he takes the first pitch by Jackson Palmer outside for ball one. So the score is 9-2. The Midwest A's have 3 outs to score 7 runs to tie it, 8 runs to walk it off, as the next pitch by Palmer is outside for ball 2. As that one, I thought I heard ball on skin contact, so I'm not sure what it hit, but the count is 3-0. .30 in there for called strike one. The count now 3-1. Alvarez is currently hitting 1 for 3 on the game with a walk, as that one in there for called strike 2, so the count now full. Walked in his first plate appearance and then got a single in the second, but has since grounded out and been put out in the next 2 as the payoff pitch is high and away for ball 4. And A.J. Alvarez works himself a leadoff walk as Drew Oreskes steps in. Oreskes hits this one to Grow at short. Steps. They get the lead runner Alvarez at first. However, Oreskes is safe at first, so a fielder's choice there sees Oreskes advance as Grow hesitated a little bit on the throw. The ball was hit so close to the base, I think he probably could have just ran over and tagged the base. However, waited for Rockers to come over so he could flip it to him, and by the time that happened, there was really no play, as Blackowitz takes the first pitch that he sees, and therefore ball 1. Ball 1, now ball 2. So the count now 2-0. That pitch low in the dirt. Count 3 balls, no strikes. .30 high and away for ball 4. As Oreskes moves to second, Aiden Blackowitz works himself a 1-out walk, and the Midwest A's have 2 runners on, 1 in scoring position with 1 out. As Easton Walsinger, the next man up, Walsinger 0 for 2, however, has walked twice and scored once. He sends this one up into the air. It will be caught by Quinn Grobel. So 2 down now in the bottom of the 9th inning. Midwest A's down to their last out. It is Jack Harris stepping up to the plate to try and start a 2-out rally. Harris currently 2 for 3. Has reached base 3 times. That pitch is low for ball 1. Has reached base 3 times, 2 singles and a walk. And that was after flying out in his first at-bat, so he's reached base the last 3 times, and he will look to do it again to extend the game as he takes another pitch low for ball 2. 2-0 inside for ball 3. The 3-0 hits Harris in the back. Yes, I think everybody here in the park heard that one. So that loads the bases for Clayton Eskra. Eskra 0 for 3, looking for his first hit. As one hit would at least keep things going, as that pitch in the higher third, but a strike called, so the count 0-1. The 0-1 swung on and missed. The count now 0-2. The 0-2 hits Eskra, so a second hit by pitch in a row. That will score a that will score. Yes, it will score Oreskes from third base. And everybody moves up a space. As the score is now 9-3, and with that, we will have a mound visit. And Brian Choi will be the first batter after the mound visit. And with that, we will take a break. So back after the break, it is Brian Choi. Choi 2 for 4 on the evening and looking to score another as he hits it into left field. And that will score Aiden Blackowitz. And the lead is now 5. So it is the score is 9-4 now. That will be the end of the day for Jackson Palmer. We will see Baldwin City needs just one out. And it looks to be Hudson Ivy. Nope, it will not be Hudson Ivy, and I don't know why I said that because he can't re-enter anyway. I believe it will be Colton Howerton from right field. And should that be Howerton, well, there will be somebody else in right field. I could see it being Andrew Brubeck from the DH spot. Obviously, you just need one more out. You're not too concerned about surrendering the DH spot at this point. But while Howerton gets warmed up, we will step aside and be back shortly. Evan Johnson will be the first batter for Colton Howerton, and I believe that is Jaden Ford now in right field. So no more DH for Andrew Brubeck, but it is Evan Johnson who sees first pitch in there for called strike one. Johnson is 1 for 3. As Howerton, quick moving, I looked to check that stat line, and by the time I already looked up, he was ready to throw again. I think is that pitch low for ball 2. Seen some fast-moving pitchers in this league, and this is one of them. As that pitch was high for ball 3. Another one that I remember was Logan Redeker, who pitched for Junction City the last couple of years. He's no longer on their team, but as this one is hit deep and into left field, and it will be Brennan Johnson cannot make the grab, as 3 will score, and all of a sudden the tying run is at the plate. So a 3 RBI double by Evan Johnson extends this game. As Harris, Eskra, and Choi all score. So just the runner on second base. The Midwest A's now just trail by 2. Blake Veneman represents the tying run, and Veneman sees the first pitch in there for called strike 1. I have to be honest, I definitely thought that ball hit by Johnson was out of there, and I think it ended up on, had Johnson not caught it, not made a play on it at all, as that pitch is high for ball 1, I think it would have ended maybe hitting the fence or definitely on the warning track for sure. But the count is 1-1 to Veneman. That one high for ball 2. So should Veneman reach base, as this one is fouled off, so the count now 2-2, and it did hit one car, but nearly directly hit a van. So the Midwest A's back down again to their last strike, but should Veneman reach base, it will be AJ Alvarez who started this inning off. He will come back up to the plate. That's the 2-2. Outside, the count now full. This is why I think that more baseball scorebooks should go to 10 innings. For their inning count, they only go to 9. Payoff pitch. Fouled off. Away from many cars, but we will do it again. Three-two, fouled off. I believe that was the third time the 3-2 has been fouled off. So Veneman, I've said this before about the A's. They do a really good job of battling in the count, and when they're on 2 strikes, just constantly just fouling off pitch after pitch after pitch. And Veneman's done that spectacularly here. As the 3-2 outside. And I think the Baldwin City fans not too happy with that call, and I could see that call going either way, as AJ Alvarez steps in for the second time this inning. walked in his first at bat as he swings and misses. Walked in the first at bat. However, was retired on a fielder's choice. As that pitch high for ball one, the count 1-1. As Howerton steps off, as the throw was in time but not in line, and I believe that is Evan Johnson at second base. He definitely would have been out, as Howerton kind of jumping up because he knew that that was, had the tag been applied, that would have been the end of the game. But he has to set his sights at home plate now. The count is 1-1 to him. Johnson with a bit of a lead, but he's going to throw home, and that pitch is outside. So the count is 2-1. The 2-1 hit into left field. It will be Johnson fielding it. Brennan Johnson fielding it. Evan Johnson will score. So now the lead is just one. Runners on first and second for the Midwest A's. As Drew Oreskes the next batter up. What was a 7-run lead for Baldwin City has now dwindled to just one. And something to note, too, that Midwest A's have scored all their runs with 2 outs, as Colton Howerton, his first pitch is in there for called strike one. The tying run at second, the winning run at first. As the 0-1 high for 1-1. The 1-1 fouled off directly behind me, hitting the roof of the bathroom. And the count now 1-2 to Drew Oreskes. Howerton just making sure he has a good grip on the ball. I think as this inning has gone on and he's settled in, he's actually gone from, very quick, deliberate to, or I guess deliberate. But the 1-2 swung on and missed, and that'll do it. The A's score 6 runs in the bottom of the 9th, but that is not enough. Baldwin City hangs on to win tonight's game by a score of 9-8. So Baldwin City moves up to 4-6 in league play, while the Midwest A's are dropped to 3-4. These two teams will meet tomorrow night in Baldwin City for the series finale. I'm not sure if I'm on the call just yet. I will be there. I might just be doing production work for that, but it will be on the Sunflower Sports Network. So if you cannot make it, tune in here. And as always, I want to thank you all for listening. Have a good one. Have a safe one. And I might see you tomorrow.